cooler than right out in the sun's atmosphere. Why? Because it's coming the other way. If you look at the sun in an ultraviolet level, there is this torus or donut around the sun, and it is gathering, bringing in electricity from the universal electrical field, because the universe operates electrically like we do, it operates vibrationally, it operates digitally, and it operates holographically, just as we do. And so, when it has taken in a very, very powerful amounts of electricity, it discharges them because it can't hold them anymore, just like lightning discharges in a very electrically powerful atmosphere. And it punches holes in the sun that we call sunspots. And therefore, the more electricity is being picked up by that torus, the more it is discharging, the more sunspots, the more solar activity can be measured by sunspots. And this is one of the cycles, and I'll just take you through this cycle. Global warming, yeah. Global warming, global warming, global warming, yeah. Global warming, yeah. Global warming, global warming. Climate change, climate change, climate change. And there is another phenomena of the electrical plasma universe, and that is something called Langmuir sheaths, after a man called Irving Langmuir, who basically came up with the concept. And that is this. It's incredible, really, to explain this phenomena. When plasma of a certain electrical charge meets plasma of another electrical charge, they automatically create these sheaths which hold the different charges apart. And thus, a planet or a sun is an electrical phenomenon on one level, and therefore the plasma around it carries a unique electrical charge coming off that planetary body. Thus, we have the planetary energy fields, or magnetospheres, which are created by electrical phenomena which impregnates the plasma with a certain charge that's different to another charge, and thus we have magnetospheres. And we have magnetospheres in a way called the auric field. And we, as human beings, are interacting on this electrical level, as we are on the digital, holographic and vibrational level, with this cosmic internet. The electric universe that these people are brilliantly coming up with is one level of the cosmic internet, the interaction of information. And now we can start to see, I'll get into this later, how technology like HAARP in Alaska, which bounces radio waves of great power off the ionosphere, etc., can hack into this electrical system and change the weather and create things like earthquakes. That's what it's doing. It's hacking into these systems. And of course, the brain is working on an electrical level. That's mainstream science. But the body, the genetic structure itself, on one level is massively electrical. And on that level, we're interacting all the time with the electrical universe, picking up information from it and posting information on it with our thoughts and emotions. Another thing with the plasma electrical universe is as electricity is passing through plasma, these are called Birkeland currents, the phenomenon automatically makes these electrical forces twirl around each other, and as they create electromagnetic fields which hold the electrical forces in place. It's bloody genius. Probably somebody did that, that's why, but this is the way it is. This is the double helix nebula, a very massive version of that. But these Birkeland currents are tiny, 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 going up to enormous, beyond our imagination in size, on the electrical level of the universe. And like I say, there you go. And there you go. DNA. DNA is another expression, as above, so below, of this phenomena that I'm talking about here. That's why it looks as it does. That's why the electrical level of the universe and brain cell activity. because we are interacting with it. We are different, we are a smaller version of the whole for reasons I'll come to. And of course the heart, electrical field, is also interacting with the greater universe. And we are doing that through the energy lines of acupuncture, with the chi energy, that's doing the same. I'll talk about that in a second. By the way, this photograph was taken the moment someone told him that Barack Obama had won the Nobel Peace Prize. That was when it was taken. But, and of course, the Earth is also interacting with the greater field. This is what ley lines, meridian lines, the lines of force are, that interpenetrate and go all around the planet, and where lots of them cross, massive vortexes appear. And it was at those places that the ancients used to put their great standing stone circles, because these were places of communication, transmission and receiving information. That's why they used crystalline rock, for that reason. And if you look at the animal world, they haven't been to school. They don't watch the BBC and all that stuff and Fox News. Therefore, they've not been desensitized from these greater connections as we have. This is what we've been happening. We've been desensitized from them, so we lose an influence of them when we go into our little five-sense world. This is why animals can sense things like earthquakes and weather and all these other things that humans in their present state can't, but should in their natural state. It's because they've not been desensitized from it. So, in terms of reality and the conspiracy that I'm going to expose on a massive scale today, we've been living a false identity. That's how they do it. They take infinite awareness, all that is, has been, and ever can be, and they turn it into Charlie Smith, who drives a bus, who identifies himself with Charlie Smith driving the bus. That's how they do it. They give us a false identity. It's a gigantic hoax. Hello, mate, how are you doing? Oh, it's all right. Kids are doing well. All right, what's been going on? I would have gone to university. Oh, really? They have good programming. Then, yeah, I thought that was good. Yeah, that'd be all right. What about you, mate? Oh, my life's in a terrible mess. I don't know what I'm going to do. All that's going on. All that's going on. While him and anybody like them is infinite awareness. All that has been, is, and ever can be. That is the scale of the twisting, distorting of our sense of identity that this conspiracy has visited upon the human family. And this image indicates two things. First of all, the universe that we see, the created universe, the world of vibration and electricity and all that stuff. And then there's that, the real center of everything. Anyone that goes into deep meditative states, and I've been here using ayahuasca on occasion in 2003 in Brazil. Wonderful place that is. And what you do is you go beyond the senses, you go beyond the illusion, and you go into this place that mystics and people have talked about for as long as humanity has recorded itself. You go into a place of stillness and silence. And people think, again, everything is distorted, everything is upside down. People think of stillness and silence as nothingness, when what it is all possibility waiting to manifest. All that is, has been, and ever can be. What does that phrase really mean? It means all possibility waiting to manifest. That's where the heart takes you. When you go beyond the illusion, that's the true self. What we're experiencing now that we think is all of us is merely one tiny, tiny infinitesimal experience within all possibility. All possibility, that's what that is. All possibility, all potential is there, waiting to manifest. All that is and ever can be, all possibility. It's everywhere and nowhere. You can't have everywhere and nowhere, you've got to have one or the other. In all possibility, all that is, has been, and ever can be, you must be everywhere and nowhere, or you're not in a state of all possibility. Everything and nothing. You can't have everything and nothing. You've got to have one or the other. You must have everything and nothing in a state of all possibility. The no thing. People think, no thing. What can you hear? Nothing. So there's nothing there because of the way we're manipulated to perceive reality. If we can't see it, touch it, taste it, hear it, it cannot exist. But they're just illusory creations. Okay. The silence is not nothing. It is nothing because it's all possibility, so it's nothing. But it's also everything. So here's all possibility in the silence and the stillness. And then I start to speak, and I've pulled one possibility, vibrational possibility, out of all possibility, and then I stop speaking and it goes back into all possibility to manifest in another way, in some other form. So we've lost and had twisted the state that is the core of us, still and silent, all existence. Everything else, form, is that which is created out of all possibility. There are some possibilities pulled into form out of all possibility. And these worlds are created by vibration. They can manifest audibly as sound vibration, but the sound is just a vibration. And these worlds work on different frequencies. So like radio stations can share the same space without interfering with each other because they're on different frequencies, so these worlds can share the same space without interfering with each other because they're on different frequencies. And only when they're very, very close is there interference and the possibility of crossover, and that will bring us to section 2 today. So this is cymatics, and what cymatics does is use sound, vibration, in different frequencies to create geometrical forms from particles which without the sound, the vibration, are just all over the place, random. Then suddenly there's a sound and woo, they move into these amazing shapes. This is how matter is created out of the void. This is as an example of it here. This is just sound moving particles around to create form, cymatics. And when they change the vibration, they change the created form. Going to be massively important in section 2, this. And so this reality is just a frequency range, interpenetrated by other frequency ranges, some which interfere with it, most that are so far away do not even begin to interfere with it. And so we live in our little world, but interpenetrating it are many other worlds that are very different to this one. And our frequency range, this is crucial to understanding so much that's coming today, is tiny. I don't go with the dark matter, dark energy stuff. I just talk about the visible and invisible universe. But this is what mainstream science says. Of that which exists in the universe, that which we perceive, the electromagnetic field up to a point, and visible light. Visible light is the only frequency range that we can pull into a world that the conscious mind can perceive. Everything else is beyond it. And the electromagnetic spectrum is 0.005%, mainstream science says, of what exists in the universe. Some say it's a bit more, but not much. Visible light, which is the only frequency range that we can pull into a reality we experience with the conscious mind, is a fraction of the electromagnetic field. So, as someone rightly said, humans are basically blind in relation to what we can pull into a conscious reality from what actually exists in the universe that we're experiencing. Thus, this is our world. We can't even perceive through the conscious mind these other levels of the electromagnetic spectrum which technology can. So we have a visible universe which is tiny, and we have an invisible universe which is invisibly infinitive, infinite. And thus what we call a world, what we call the world that we think we're living in, is a tiny, almost infinitesimal frequency band. And If we don't know that, but that which is manipulating this world does,